Have you ever wondered if you handle the situation properly? I know I have. Well, you're welcome to SIP. Here, we say it properly. And we're looking forward to having you on each episode as we learn together how to say it properly. I am MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. See you then. Hello, you're welcome to Say It Properly, and I know that this episode is going to be very, very interesting. Any sports person in your house? Well, just give a hint right now. My name is MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. I look forward to this episode, and I'm not going to be telling you what the topic is, but I'm going to start with a little story, and then maybe you'll be able to tell me what it is. Here we go. The coach of Excellence Academy moved over to his team, and giving each of the players a high five, he encouraged them saying, "You did so well today. Even though you lost the game, you played so well. Now, I want you to go over to the other team and shake the hands of the players." The team members looked at each other and they looked at him. They were wondering how they were going to do that after they had just been beaten by another team. He sensed their hesitation rather, and he said, "They taught you a lesson today. They taught you many lessons that you can take and win with in the future. So I want you to go over to them and shake their hands." And then one after the other, the team members went over and shook the hands of the winning team. You're welcome to Say It Properly again. So do you know what we're talking about today? Can you guess? A guess? We're talking about sportsmanship today. Sportsmanship. Well, whether you're a sports person, whether you've run in your life before, you've played a game, whatever it is, one way or the other, we all end up being sportsmen because we compete against each other one way or the other. It could be in your classroom, it could be on the play field, whatever it is. But today we're talking about sportsmanship. What is sportsmanship? Many things. It means being a good sport, number one. It means accepting defeat gracefully. It also means winning gracefully. Most people think about sportsmanship and say, "Oh, you're a good sportsman," when they're thinking about just defeat. But winning graciously and gracefully is part of being a good sportsman as well. It also means not complaining or finding blame with the fact that you have lost a game. Something occurred to me a few days ago when I was getting this together. And I realized that in Nigeria, for instance, where we're broadcasting from, when somebody fails an exam and you ask them, "So what did you get?" You say, "They gave me," and they will say, they will call the grade. Maybe they gave me a D or they gave me an F. But if they did well in that exam, say, "Oh, what did you get?" "Oh, I scored an A," or "I got an A." So I realized that most times when we're not doing well, we always find a way to blame the other person. Sportsmanship. Once it's not you winning, do you find a blame? Do you find a complaint? Do you say something that is negative? It means being able to win or lose gracefully. It means being able to learn from your defeats. That's what it's all about. So what the coach there, the coach of Excellence Academy did right there is just amazing, especially for young people, growing up and realizing that you can't always win. At times you would lose, but what you win from even losing at times might be more than the trophy you're looking for. That's one of the things that we're learning. I remember that a few years ago in the United States, we had, it became, something that was very, very prevalent. So whether you won or you lost, people were giving medals. And so you would have team for the younger children. And so you will have a team playing against the other, and one team would win, maybe team A won the baseball game, but medals would be, they'll get the trophy, but medals will be given to every member of the team. Well, I'm going to keep talking about that, but right now we're going to go on a break. See you soon. And we are back. Truly, I was talking about how amazing, that was for me. Just seeing that those that lost the game were given medals, even though they did not win. But guess what? There was a fallback to it, because years later, guess who these ones are? They are the millennials. They are the ones that are working in the offices now. And one of the things that they are dealing with is not being able to accept defeat, not being able to accept correction, not being able to understand that you can't always get it right, and that when you're corrected, it does not mean that's the end of it. Because their generation was that generation in the United States, especially, I don't know about other countries, where even those that lost the game were given medals. Why am I talking about this? I'm saying this because it has affected their lives. And many of them do not understand how to operate in the corporate world, even though they're the ones working now. That's what we're trying to avoid. Sportsmanship is about winning or losing gracefully. So how do we do this? How do we go about this? Looking at sportsmanship, not just on the field, but in life, in the classroom. Your friend scores what? An 80, and you get what? A 30, but you accept it, and you know that you're going to be able to, learn from your mistakes and work better with it. Another thing that we need to know is that you don't make light. You don't make light of the people, of the situation. You don't make light. We're saying, say it properly. So you want to teach sportsmanship. You want to encourage sportsmanship. Don't make light of the fact that someone just lost a game. It is a painful thing to put all your effort into a game and then you do not win. So everybody that gets into a race, everybody that gets into a game, they do it for one reason: to win. And so not winning is a painful thing. It's a painful thing. Saying it properly. You're talking to a child, or you're talking to, you say, oh, don't be a baby, stop crying because you lost. We have seen grown men cry on the fields. They lost a World Cup match, and they're crying. Crying is part of the emotions that we have. It's not something that, is just for children. So you don't have to say, don't cry like a baby. You don't say that to people. You just have to empathize and understand that losing is not fun, but at the same time, winning is not all that there is. When you do not try, when you do try to trivialize someone's loss, you're taking away from their efforts. You're taking away from their efforts. So you don't try or play hard enough. I've heard that said to some children. Even say, or even adults, you didn't try. If you tried, maybe you would have done better. That's not teaching the person sportsmanship. Because as far as that person is concerned, it means that they're not good enough. And that's not what we're trying to encourage. We're trying to encourage sportsmanship here, where somebody wins or they lose, they understand that it's all part of the game and they can do better next time. At the same time, do you realize that saying it properly to your child that has won should not be, man, you killed them. You killed them. I saw how you finished them. I saw that. Next time, the child doesn't win, that child will feel like he was killed and they finished him. That's not how to go about it. Talking about sportsmanship here. Are you thinking about different people? Some people come to my mind. I remember that, the Chicago Bulls. I'm sure you remember the Chicago Bulls, top NBA team. And at one point, they had Michael Jordan and they had Dennis Rodman. Those were two good players, great players. But there was a difference between them, and that was attitude, the way they carried on, sportsmanship. I'm not going to say more than that. Today, you can still hear the name, Michael Jordan everywhere. You hear about all, but you don't hear Dennis Rodman as often. That's a way to teach your child and say, you know what? It's a game. It means life. It's not trivial. It's important. But more than the game is your attitude. More than the game is your attitude. We're teaching sportsmanship, winning or losing gracefully. Acknowledge that it's not easy to lose. Losing is not fun. I've never seen anybody that lost and was laughing and clapping and rejoicing. I've never seen that happen. Have you seen it? I haven't. And I have not been able to do that. You get sober, you get sad. but at the same time, you can coil in and begin to learn from learn lessons from there. How else do you go about it? Saying it properly. You encourage. Say, wow, you played well. That was a good try. You ran so fast. I've never seen you run that fast. You put in everything. When someone hears that, the person is encouraged to do more next time. Definitely, definitely. It's important to encourage more than anything else, not to put down, but to encourage. And also, during the game, you're at the game and your team is not doing so well, you don't have to start bullying the other team by booing them. That's not sportsmanship. What you should do is to try and encourage your own team. I remember being at a wrestling match, and it was my son that was wrestling, and the other guy was pinning my child down. It was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch. But it was worse when I heard the boy's father say, yeah, pin him down. I didn't know when I turned around and said, what do you mean by that? But that's the truth. He brought out something in me that I should not have. I was so angry, but because he wasn't displaying sportsmanship. And that kind of a father, I don't know what he'll teach the son off the field. Let's learn to teach our children properly and to be good sportsmen as well. Let's learn to be good sportsmen. I spoke about Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan already. You can research, you can get to know, and find out what trajectory they both have right now. You would learn something from that. Another important part to know is that lessons are taken from both winning and losing. Whether you win or you lose, you can get lessons from both sides. If you win a game, or if you win a match, or you come first, you learn that, wow, this strategy works for me. This is good. But if you remain at that level, you might not win again. Because the other person that has lost, or the other team that has lost, is going to be checking out your strategy, and they will be learning from that. So you can see that whether you win or you lose, in sportsmanship, you learn from both sides if you decide to. If you decide to. Winning is great. Everybody wants to win. Everybody thinks it's an amazing thing to get the trophy and lift it up. Winning is great, but more than winning is the attitude that you display, whether you win or you lose. If you win and you're not gracious about it, there isn't much to you. And at the same time, if you lose and you are so sore that you cannot even congratulate the people or the person that has won, then you have a long way to go as well. You have to learn to win or to lose graciously, with grace. Once you're able to do that, that's good sportsmanship. And that's one thing adults, children, men, women, we all need to learn, whether in our workplace or in school. It's been an amazing time talking about sportsmanship today. And I want to ask you one question. Are you a good sportsman? Do you display good sportsmanship? If you don't, it's the time to start. Please join us. Subscribe on Byronbee TV if you haven't already for the next episode. It's going to be fun. I remain MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. Thank you. Have you ever wondered if you handle the situation properly? I know I have. Well, you're welcome to SIP. Here, we say it properly. And we're looking forward to having you on each episode as we learn together how to say it properly. I am MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. See you then.